notice that your dog is trying to say something to you, but you can't figure out what it is, we're here to help us decipher doggy body language is dog behaviourist Nanci Creedon, who is wrestling with our baby Dohi.
He's a little bit hyper.
Sweetie. Well, do you want to put him down there just for a second? This little baby here is baby Dohi, and he is how old?
He's about 10 weeks. He was found 7 weeks ago in a little plastic bag with his brothers and sisters. So
just left there to die?
Yeah, and 3 of them didn't make it, so he's one of the 2 who did. So he's looking for a good... Because he's been hand-reared as well as a pup, he was bottle-fed, so he's going to be a super affectionate puppy. He's going to be well used to being handled and stuff, so...
We don't know what size he's going to be, but we think maybe to about the knee.
I reckon he's going to be maybe Lurcher, Labrador mix-ish. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
We're already getting some texts in, and we'll keep, because we've been speaking about him a little bit earlier on. Okay, today we are talking about animals communicating with us.
Yeah.
How important is it that we understand?
In my opinion, obviously, it's vital, because they're constantly trying to talk to us, telling us they're not comfortable or telling them what they want, and we ignore them. So then they do behaviours we don't want them to do, and then they get in trouble. So if we start listening to them in the first place, then the dog's happier and we're happier.
That's actually a very good point, because people don't understand. They go, stop, or this type of thing, yeah. Okay, so I suppose really the most important thing for us to understand is when they're uncomfortable.
Exactly, yeah, because that's when the dog's uncomfortable, and if it doesn't feel that you're going to protect it, it's going to have to protect itself. So there's loads of really simple ways that dogs tell us, I'm not happy, and if we step in, then everything's going to be much more comfortable.
Now we're going to take a look at a few pieces of footage that we've put together here. Now this little dog here is lifting one paw. Explain this to us.
So this is Charlie. So a paw lift, and you'll see her front left paw is lift there.
Yes.
That's the dog saying, oh, not comfortable, and that shake off then directly afterwards is the dog trying to reassure itself. So if you see your dog doing a little paw lift like that and then shaking it off afterwards, whatever happened immediately prior has stressed the dog out.
Okay, so what should you do in that case?
You should say, okay, what was it? Okay, that man came in a high-vis coat. I know the dog's not comfortable. What I'm going to do is from now on, keep high-vis jackets at a distance and pair it with treats and then bring it closer.
Yes, so just make them feel reassured.
Yeah, exactly, and gradually increase the stimulus so it's not overwhelming.
Brilliant. Now, yawning. I would have thought that a dog yawning would have been a relaxed dog. No.
Depends on the context. So if your dog's beside the fire yawning, you're okay. If something happens and your dog, it shouldn't be tired and starts yawning or even scratching itself, little things that they'd normally do in a comfortable situation, and it's not a comfortable situation, tells you the dog's trying to make itself comfortable.
Okay, we have a piece of footage here.
Yeah, so this is Penny. So she's brilliant because she really expresses herself well. She's not comfortable with a giant dog. So
is this you coming up with a giant dog?
No. So she's moving her body away. She's hiding. The hair is coming up. She's also barking. What she's doing here is a urogenital check-in. So she's sniffing her bits. And in context, it's not normal for her to do something that... obviously it's a vulnerable thing to do because you're tucked away, but she's trying to tell the environment, I'm okay, when she's not.
Okay, now what should you do again there to reassure her?
What you'll see now in a minute is how to introduce yourself to a dog nicely, but in that situation, you take the frightening thing away and slowly introduce it, pairing it with a nice thing at a level that the dog is comfortable with.
Okay, let's take a look at the next piece of footage we have here. Okay.
So this is again how you don't greet a dog. Everyone does it, hand over the dog's head, and the dog clearly isn't comfortable. She's cowering, she's moving away. So you bend down sideways towards the dog and let the dog come to you. If they do, drop the hand down and you can scratch them under the chest, like our big doggy here. So again, because the dog is...
under their chin and stuff.
Under their chin is massive, and the thing is, if you can tell people what to do to the dog, they won't do the wrong things. So again, what Declan's doing here now is he's yawning and he's blinking, and he'll do a head turn away from the dog. And again, there are ways that we can talk in doggy language, tell the dog that we're not a threat either.
So you're emulating their own natural behaviour.
Because I mean, they don't understand our language, so we'll speak theirs, and that
actually very good point. And it's the natural thing to do that you go over to a dog and put your hand down.
Like even we'll see now, obviously, the dog ears are broken. But if I was to come at a normal dog and put my hand over the head, the dogs generally aren't comfortable with it. I mean, he is, but he's okay. So what I'd normally scratching there now. So obviously what happened immediately prior was a bit overwhelming. So if I'm introducing myself to a new dog, what I'll always do is I'll bend down sideways, I won't stare at the dog, and I'll drop the hand down. So if he comes over, I'll scratch him under the chest, and then if he wants to, if he looks up at me and stuff, I can yawn at him, I can blink at him, and I can do things to kind of show him that I'm not going to overwhelm him, I'm not going to frighten him.
He's so cute. Now, if you want a dog that's annoying you to go away,
pats on the head. It's so handy, and it works almost all the time. So the dog comes over, it's bothering you, you don't like it, it's dirty. Pat him twice on the head, fold your arms and turn your back on the dog. And again, that's doggy language for I don't want to speak to you.
Really? Let's take a look at this dog here.
Yeah, this is my dog, so if I turn my back on her, she understands that I'm not going to engage. But again, 2 pats on the head, turn your back. And she knows we're not going to chat anymore. And generally, again, dog dogs don't like the hand over the head. They've learned that we mean no harm when we do it, but they don't enjoy it. So the 2 pats tell the dog, oh, that wasn't very nice, I don't want to hang out with her anyway. They know. And then the turning away is the body language for we're not going to have a chat.
Can I ask you a question just on puppies? And I'm sure a lot of people that have little puppies out there now are wondering, dog training and indoor, to train a dog not to pee all over the floor. When do you start?
Oh, from day 1.
Right.
I mean, a little 3-4-week-old puppy can learn even sits and things like that. So you start immediately, and with the toilet training again, what you want to do is you want to get, every time they go to the toilet, it's on something appropriate. So by using a crate or covering a room with newspaper, as we've always done in the past, you can still do it and then gradually minimise the amount of newspaper, so their default is always go to the paper.
Should you pick them up and bring them onto the paper?
If they're actively going to the toilet, I would. Now, once 2 or 3 seconds have passed, there's no point because the dog won't remember.
Brilliant. We have a text in here from someone that you actually took care of their dog. This is Paula. She said she's got a 3-year-old Bichon Frise, and this little dog was one of Nancy's first graduates. As soon as Nancy speaks, she goes right up to the TV screens and tilts her head as if to say, Nancy, what are you doing at the telly box? So that's from Paula. So you'd be happy with that. Do you know where that
I think that's Poppy. I'd say that's Poppy.